you believe in ghosts? Or anything considered paranormal? I haven't covered anything of this nature on my channel before, but this short true crime case stood out to me for this very reason. In 1929, Teresita Basa was born in the Philippines, and she moved to the United States in the 1960s with the dream of a brighter future. Although she initially came to study music, her path led her to become a respiratory therapist. Teresita found employment at Edgewater Hospital, situated near Chicago, Illinois. Interestingly, the hospital had notable individuals like Frank Sinatra as a patient and connections to the infamous serial killer John Wayne Gacy. Teresita Basa lived a calm and modest life. While working on her master's degree in music, she generously offered free piano lessons to local kids. Her days were generally peaceful, spent with her husband, Joe, when she wasn't busy with work or her studies. On February 21st, 1977, longtime friend Ruth Loeb called Teresita, and they talked for around 30 minutes. Later, during court testimony, Loeb mentioned that Teresita was anticipating a friend's visit after their call, but didn't provide additional information about the friend or the reason for the visit. 1 hour after Ruth Loeb's last conversation with Teresita, the fire department received a call about smoke in Teresita's apartment from concerned neighbors. When firefighters arrived, they found Teresita Basa naked under a mattress, with a knife sticking out of her chest. Although it seemed like a possible sexual assault at first, investigators later concluded there was no evidence of such an assault, and no physical clues were pointing to the potential murderer. Following her tragic death, the Washington Post shared a story about Teresita's colleague, Dr. Chua. He mentioned that his wife, Remy, started having unusual visions about Teresita's murder. According to their account, one night his wife began sleep-talking in a different voice. The mysterious voice declared,
"I am Teresita Basa,"
informing Joe that their co-worker, Alan Showery, was responsible for Teresita's death. The voice urged Joe to report this information to the police. When Remy woke up, she couldn't recall the conversation, and the two chose to ignore the matter. A few days later, the mysterious voice took control of Dr. Chua's wife, Remy, again, questioning the doctor about why he hadn't informed the police about Showery. Dr. Chua explained that he lacked evidence against Showery. The voice then revealed that the killer had taken some of Teresita's jewelry and gifted it to his girlfriend after the murder. The police initially had doubts about Dr. Chua's report when they started investigating the information. However, their luck changed when they interviewed Showery. They discovered jewelry that belonged to Teresita on Showery's wife, and they confirmed it with Teresita's cousin, just as her ghost had supposedly mentioned. Despite this evidence, it wasn't sufficient for a conviction. Showery initially attempted to have the case dismissed, arguing that all the evidence came from the supernatural realm. Following an initial mistrial, Showery eventually chose to admit guilt on February 23, 1979, and received a 14-year prison sentence for the crime. According to the confession, Alan Showery from the hospital went to Teresita Basa's apartment to assist her in fixing a television set. During this encounter, he assaulted and killed her, took some of her jewelry, and set the mattress on fire. Dr. Chua was able to provide details about what happened to the stolen jewelry, as Showery had given it to his common-law wife, just as he was supposedly told during his wife's momentary possession. Surprisingly, he was released on parole in 1983, after serving only 4 years of his 14-year sentence. The details surrounding Teresita Basa and the self-proclaimed medium Remy Chua remain unclear. It's possible that Chua was aware of Alan's visit to Basa's apartment, but hesitated to come forward initially, later crafting a story to justify their delay. Media coverage might have exaggerated certain aspects of the narrative. Chua might have overheard Showery discussing the murder or acted on suspicion. As usual, there are alternative explanations beyond the supernatural. I've always found it interesting how people are scared of ghosts, when in reality, if you did see a ghost, it would be proof that there is an afterlife. something I feel should be comforting. But until next time, keep fearing the living.